Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to express my appreciation to you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to hear me talk again today on the subject of leadership. This time, I would like to discuss 100 leadership quotes from influential people, people who have achieved success in life and in business. There are quotes here which will raise your level of leadership consciousness and will empower you to become better leaders, even if that leadership is technical rather than people. Developing future leaders is essential to the success of INTJ. I look to each of you to have the courage and the internal fortitude to develop your leadership skills and become the best leader that you can be for the benefit of yourself and for this organisation as a whole. The first step in our leadership development is to develop an awareness of the importance of leadership. We need to raise our individual and collective leadership consciousness and recognise the crucial role that leadership plays in our success in life and in business. The second step is to have the confidence and the self-belief that we too can be or can become better leaders. We need to develop unwavering and unyielding belief in ourselves and ignore our detractors and our enemies who would like to belittle us and keep us from soaring to great heights and achieving our ambitions in life. The third step is to have the ambition, the perseverance, the commitment, persistence, tenacity, and the determination to become better leaders. Today, I would like to pay respect to those leaders who came before us and to look for them to guidance, to help us to become better leaders. So, here are 100 leadership quotes from influential people. A leader is best when people barely know that he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, the people will say, "We did it ourselves." Lao Tzu. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29:18. I must follow the people. Am I not their leader? Benjamin Disraeli. You manage things, but you lead people. Rear Admiral Grace Murray Hopper. The first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. The last is to say thank you. In between, the leader is a servant. Max Dupree. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Warren Bennis. Lead me, follow me, or get out of my way. General George Patton. Before you're a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Jack Welch. A leader is a dealer in hope. Napoleon Bonaparte. You don't need a title to be a leader. Multiple attributions. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. John C. Maxwell. My own definition of leadership is this: the capacity and the will to rally men and women to a common purpose, and the character which inspires confidence. General Montgomery. Leadership is lifting a person's vision to high heights, the raising of a person's performance to a higher standard, and the building of a personality beyond its normal limitations. Peter Drucker. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, concerned citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. This nation will find it very hard to look up to the leaders who are keeping their ears to the ground. Sir Winston Churchill. The most dangerous leadership myth is that leaders are born, that there is a genetic factor to leadership. That's nonsense. In fact, the opposite is true. Leaders are made rather than born. Warren Bennis. To command is to serve. Nothing more, nothing less. Andre Malraux. He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander. Aristotle. Become the kind of leader that people would follow voluntarily, even if you had no title nor position. Brian Tracy. I start with the premise that the function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. Ralph Nader. Effective leadership is not about making speeches or being liked. Leadership is defined by results, not attributes. Peter Drucker. Anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm. Publius Syrus. A great person attracts great people and knows how to hold them together. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. The best executive is the one who has sense enough to pick good people to do what he wants done, and self-restraint enough to keep from meddling with them while they do it. Theodore Roosevelt. Excuse me. Leadership is influence. John C. Maxwell. You don't lead by pointing and telling people someplace to go. You lead by going to that place and making a case. Ken Kesey. When I give a minister an order, I leave it to him to find the means to carry it out. Napoleon Bonaparte. Men make history, and not the other way around. In periods where there is no leadership, society stands still. Progress occurs when courageous, skillful leaders seize the opportunity to change things for the better. Harry Truman. People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. John C. Maxwell. So much of what we call management consists in making it difficult for people to work. Peter Drucker. The art of leadership is in saying no, not saying yes. It's very easy to say yes. Tony Blair. The very essence of leadership is that you have to have a vision. It's got to be a vision you articulate clearly and forcefully on every occasion. You can't blow an uncertain trumpet. Reverend Theodore Hesberg. The key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority. Kenneth Blanchard. A good general not only sees the way to victory, he also knows when victory is impossible. Polybius. A great leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion, not position. John C. Maxwell. A leader takes people where they want to go. A great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be. Rosalind Carter. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude. Be kind, but not weak. Be bold, but not a bully. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. Be humble, but not timid. Be proud, but not arrogant. Have humour, but without folly. Jim Rohn. Outstanding leaders go out of their way to boost the self-esteem of their personnel. If people believe in themselves, it's amazing what they can accomplish. Sam Walton. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent. Douglas MacArthur. A ruler should be slow to punish and swift to reward. Ovid. No man will make a great leader who wants to do it all himself, or to get all the credit for doing it. Andrew Carnegie. Leadership is the art getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. General Eisenhower. The leader has to be practical and a realist, yet he must talk the language of the visionary and the idealist. Eric Hoffer. Leaders think and talk about the solutions. Followers think and talk about the problems. Brian Tracy. A man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back on the crowd. Max Lucado. Never tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do, and they will surprise you with their ingenuity. General George Patton. As we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. Bill Gates. All of the great leaders have had one characteristic in common. It was the willingness to confront unequivocally the major anxiety of their people in their time. This, and not much else, is the essence of leadership. John Kenneth Galbraith. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticised anyway. Eleanor Roosevelt. Don't necessarily avoid sharp edges. Occasionally, they are necessary to leadership. Donald Rumsfeld. Education is the mother of leadership. Wendell Willkie. Effective leadership is putting first things first. Effective management is discipline, carrying it out. Stephen Covey. Great leaders are always great simplifiers who can cut through argument, debate, and doubt to offer a solution that everybody can understand. General Colin Powell. Great leaders are not defined by the absence of weakness, but rather by the presence of clear strengths. John Zenger. He who has great power should use it lightly. Seneca. He who has learned how to obey will know how to command. Solomon. I am reminded how hollow the label of leadership sometimes is, and how heroic fellowship can be. Warren Bennis. I cannot give you the formula for success, but I can give you the formula for failure, which is try to please everyone. Herbert Swope. If one is lucky, a solitary fantasy can totally transform 1 million realities. Maya Angelou. If you would not be forgotten as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write things worth reading or do things worth the writing. Benjamin Franklin. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. John Quincy Adams. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. Thomas Jefferson. It's absurd that a man should rule others who cannot rule himself. Latin proverb. It's better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory, when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. Nelson Mandela. Lead and inspire people. Don't try to manage and manipulate people. Inventories can be managed, but people must be led. Russ Perot. Leaders aren't born, they are made. And they are made just like anything else, through hard work. And that's the price that we'll all have to pay to achieve that goal, or any goal. Vince Lombardi. Leaders must be close enough to relate to others, but far enough ahead to motivate them. John C. Maxwell. Leadership and learning are indispensable from one another. John F. Kennedy. Leadership cannot just go along to get along. Leadership must meet the moral challenge of the day. Jesse Jackson. Leadership does not always wear the harness of compromise. Woodrow Wilson. Leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. But if you must be without one, be without the strategy. Norman Schwarzkopf. Leadership is solving problems. The day soldiers stop bringing you their problems is the day you have stopped leading them. They have either lost confidence that you can help or concluded that you do not care. Either case is a failure of leadership. Colin Powell. Leadership is the key to 99% of all successful efforts. Erskine Bowles. Leadership is unlocking people's potential to become better. Bill Bradley. Management is about arranging and telling. Leadership is about nurturing and enhancing. Tom Peters. Management is efficiency in climbing the ladder of success. Leadership determines whether that ladder is leading against the correct wall. Stephen Covey. Never give an order that can't be obeyed. General Douglas MacArthur. No man is good enough to govern another man without that other's consent. Abraham Lincoln. What you do has far greater impact than what you say. Stephen Covey. Not the cry, but the flight of a wild duck leads the flock to fly and to follow. Chinese proverb. One of the tests of leadership is the ability to recognise a problem before it becomes an emergency. Arnold Glasgow. The final test of a leader is that he leaves behind him in other people the conviction and the will to carry on. Walter Lippmann. The greatest leaders mobilise others by coalescing people around a shared vision. Ken Blanchard. The growth and the development of people is the highest calling of leadership. Harvey Firestone. To do great things is difficult, but to command great things is more difficult. Friedrich Nietzsche. To have long-term success as a coach or in any position of leadership, you have to be obsessed in some way. Pat Riley. True leadership lies in guiding others to success. It's ensuring that everyone is performing at their best, doing the work they are pledged to do and doing it well. Bill Owens. We live in a society obsessed with public opinion, but leadership has never been about popularity. Marco Rubio. Whatever you are, be a good one. Abraham Lincoln. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. A confident leader can get efficient service from poor troops, while, on the contrary, an incapable leader can demoralize the best of troops. John Pershing. A good leader is a person who takes a little more than his share of the blame and a little less than his share of the credit. John C. Maxwell. There are three essentials to leadership: humility, clarity, and courage. Fushan Yuan. I'm endlessly fascinated that playing football is considered a training ground for leadership, but raising children is not. D.D. Myers. A cowardly leader is the most dangerous of men. Stephen King. My responsibility is getting all my players playing for the name on the front of of the jersey, not the one on the back. Unknown. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. George Patton. The supreme quality of leadership is integrity. Eisenhower. You don't lead by hitting people over the head. That's assault, not leadership. Eisenhower. Earn your leadership every day. Michael Jordan. I believe that there is great leadership potential in you, my candidates, the people who will make up our team. I hope that with my speech today on 100 leadership quotes from influential people, that I've helped to raise your level of leadership awareness. Perhaps you will take some of these quotes to heart and use them in your own lives to become better leaders. I want you to believe in yourselves because I believe in each of you as individuals, and I believe in the future of the team that I'm building collectively. Till next time, all the best. I'm Clarke Towson.